That's how I played that. Hey, so yeah, we happy with that track.
Yo, what it is D294, and I'll be breaking down how I made the beat for Breathe. So Breathe is a song about an experience that Tan had, and it's the only song on Unsound that does not have my vocals on it. And so yeah, I just had the pleasure of just producing the song, and yeah, pretty sure Tan can tell you better about it. But yeah, so the first thing I had on this beat was a sample. This was the reason like the whole beat even like came into existence. So I was at George's studio, my other producer, and I was watching him like sort of like chop his sample, and I got frustrated watching him chop his sample, and so we got into this whole back and forth of like what's the right way to do it, and like this is how I would do it and stuff. So instead, so he just gave me this sample and he was like, you chop this, show me what you make out of it, and maybe we can have a different talk next time. So yeah, I just got this sample with the intention of I'm gonna show him. And then but like just listening to it and just preparing the sample to go on the project and everything kind of like slowed everything down for me. And it was just the sound of it, and the feeling you get from just hearing the first part. It's like you can't be hype about it. I mean, I still could have if I wanted to be, but like so I guess I'd say the experience of working on this beat was very much humbling. What I did at the piano is I put it through a tape machine for a bit of that tone and a bit of EQ. Now if this thing will open, cut off like a lot of the low frequencies up to like 200 hertz, boosted like the mid-range at the 1000 hertz range, which is like the frequency that the human ear is most sensitive to. They gave it a bit of air, and then added a sausage fat now, just so it's like in there, and it's very clear, audible. And then the next thing I put on had to be the bombers. For that rhythm, I clicked everything in, made the notes very thin, so that it wouldn't extend too long, because it had like a bit of a, it was a very long sample, but I just wanted this front clip only. And then the way I mixed that into everything is that added a tape machine, some reverb and delay, and then added this multi-band compression so that it's also just in there properly. Just, the next thing was the snare. It's just very simple. I tried to make sure that everything on the beat stays simple, which is something I almost never do. Always have something on the beat that's like very complicated, but on this one I just made sure that all the progressions stayed very simple. Did some more tape machine, EQ, reverb, and blood overdrive is it's a distortion plugin, but in this case it did the same job as the sausage fattener and the multi-band compression, which is juicing up everything and make sure that it stays on there and you can hear it. And then the next thing that was crazy that I put on here was the hi-hats. Now the crazy thing about these hi-hats is that every bar the rhythm changes, so this is how it sounds by itself. So yeah, the rhythm changes every 2 bars, and this is how it sounds within the progression. But it's like in the background, so you almost never like hear it. I pushed it all the way in the background also, just to make sure that it doesn't get too distracting when the rhythms change and stuff. And so like drums is my specialty, and so the last thing I needed on here to make this solid was a kick, right? But didn't want to go crazy with it, so it's as minimal as possible so that everything else still has space to breathe on the track. Now the last thing that I added that was like very important was the bass. And so for the bass I used this very stock plugin. It's called Sakura. I use Sakura for the bass, and this is what it sounds like. It's my favorite thing on here. Edit these slides over here. It's another slide. This is how it sounds with everything else. Then lastly, you know, to make this whole jam special, I needed that last thing, you know, to make it special. So I found this plugin, Odysseus, and this is what it sounds like. So I found this bell sound and made this this progression with it. And I got this melody from just using the chord progression I built with the piano. And this is how it sounds with everything else. It's all in the background. And then the last thing, the very last element I added was this guitar over here, which I recorded, played this guitar over here. So yeah,
The part where you can hear that properly, like by itself, is over here.